Hi, welcome to Matt's plot. Let's have a quick look around and a little update of what's going on. So moving over to the first small greenhouse, you can see the mint bed's up and going, and the nettle bed is even higher, but I'm not going over there. We've got a little stream there, so I'll let that crack on. A couple of butternut squashes down there, and then inside the greenhouse we've got 4 lots of cucumbers, or 8 lots of cucumbers in 4 containers. I've not done cucumbers before, so be a bit of an experiment. There's a few tiny ones forming. They've got some flowers on, so we'll see how they're doing. So we'll see how that goes. I've got the 3 bags of potatoes at the back, which are just going mental. So we'll leave them in here as a little experiment, see what's going on. Then we've got 6 tomatoes in the side. All got flowers on. All about 4.5 foot now. So I'll pinch them out once they get up to the top. They've got a fair bit of distance before they hit that moss filled roof, but all's good. So moving on, we've got the onion bed. Just getting to that phase now where they're starting to fill out in the bottoms. Unfortunately I've got this creeping weed going across everything, and when I come down I try and do about 20% of each bed, because if I just do one bed every time and I don't get down for a few days, it just goes mental. So just try to do 20% and see how it goes. Down here I've planted out some new salad. I've got some little gems gone in, 2 rows of little gems, a row of pak choy, and then a row of beetroot. And this leaf lettuce is still, I mean look at that, it's a forest of lettuce, isn't it? It's not like there's a few little bits. I'll pull one of these out here. Look at that badger. So it's absolutely lovely. We've been on this, I planted this about 5 weeks ago, and we've been eating it for 4 weeks. That's how quickly it's come up. It's cracking. It's really tasty. Now moving on over to the courgette bed. Got to be careful because that sprinkler's just come on. Courgettes are all flowering up, and all coming along nicely. This bed has never been weeded. This is just compost. It's just horse manure in here, and it has never been weeded. So there is something to be said for this no dig method. A few bits of grass coming through, but I think that's from the compost probably. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm thinking though that these courgettes are going to be round courgettes, because they're looking very round. If you look at some of these, very round. So yeah, I'm thinking I might have got a duff packet here. Well, not a duff packet, it's all courgette, isn't it? But definitely won't be going on the courgette spaghetti. That's the defo. And then here we've got spinach chard, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, kale. As you can see, that fizz kale's really flying up there. More cabbages, and then we've got the early sprouts. You see them firing up. Spinach now, we've not bought spinach for about 6 weeks. We eat a lot of spinach in our house. We have a spinach shake in the morning. It sounds absolutely minging, but it's lovely. But we have that in the morning, and then we have it on salads as well during the day and at evening. And we haven't bought spinach for about 6 weeks. So it's fantastic. I don't think how much is a bag of spinach? £1. So let's say it's saved us about 20-30 bags of spinach. So that's paid for the seeds for the year, so that's nice. So there's some peas coming up, some mange two one side and peas the other. I did have some random carrots down here that I did an experiment in modules, strangely enough. They pulled them out and they came up lovely. These beans here, stunted. I don't think I left them out long enough to get ready to acclimatise, and they've just stunted out. But if you look at these other ones, these are fired up, look, all the way to the top and beyond, as Buzz would say. See there, I've got to nip that out of that one. That's going crazy now. Moving down to the broad beans. They're coming up not as strong as the other broad beans. The broad beans at home are absolutely firing up. But again, this weed that just goes everywhere, it's just really getting into it now. And even though I hoed it out, what, 3 days ago, it just fires back in. Peas are firing up, doing really well. You see the pods there now, they're doing the business. As we come across. More peas, plenty of peas. All looking great. So we're going to get a really good bumper crop off that. I've got 3 lots of peas this year, mange 2, and then I've got another 2 lot of Hirschaf to put out, which will be my final piece. A little herb garden thing. That's got the coriander and the flat parsley and going crazy. I've got to try and dodge this sprinkler. It's on a timer, so I don't want to mess with it and turn it off even though it's been lashing down. These are my snowball turnips. Doing really, you can see there's a little gap here where I've taken a few out. I'll show you those in a minute. You can just see here, I'm actually coming through. Let's go for it. Some more spinach chard, some beetroot, parsnips, turnips, swede, more beetroot. I just dodged that, well timed. I've taken the radish out of there now because we had some monster radish. Let me show you, let me see if I can find in the wee bin. There's that monster radish. Have a look at that for a radish, come on. Who's going to have, look at the size of that compared to my hand. Who's having that radish on their salad? Not me, that's for sure. It's massive. Unfortunately, it's got some little bugs in it, otherwise I would have eaten it, but what a radish, come on. Onions up, going to seed. We'll have that off and see what happens. I've only had a couple. I know some people have been absolutely devastated with their onions going to seed, but I've had maybe 2, 3 I pulled out because they went too far. But these are just starting to bulb up now. That one at the back there, look, starting to bulb up. They're all a little bit like that now. Beetroot's starting to ball up as well, so I'm quite happy. The potatoes, these first 9, which was the experiment in half in straight compost and then just normal soil on top, been really slow. They're Charlotte. I've probably got 3 that are flowering now, and the rest aren't flowering yet. But they were very, very slow. And then if we move it to this one, I've had a look at the number on this and looked in my book, and this one's supposed to be Sarpo Mira, as is that one. So goodness knows why they're flowering at the moment. And then this one's here. I don't know if you can see, the flowers aren't out yet, but those are supposed to be jazzy. So they're second earlies. So they should really be doing something. And then we've got the sweet corn in the middle of the potatoes. I don't know why I put it there, I just did. Hang on, let this sprinkler go. And then coming up this way, we've got some butternut squash plants in there. So spring onions are doing really well. We've been eating the spring onions as well. These thistles are killing me down at this plot. There's so many thistles. This little plant here, this tomato plant, is a tomato potato plant. Now remember how tall that is. That's about 2 foot tall there. I've got one inside and one outside. We'll come back to that in a moment. This is the orphan bed. So we've got here onions, some beetroot, parsnips, bindweed. This plot is terrible for bindweed. Spinach. Now this stuff is absolutely so compact. Look at all the leaves on that. There's a good 6-7 meals there, and all I'm doing, as you can see from this one, look, is I'm just picking the leaves off, and the one behind, picking the leaves off, letting it grow, and they just keep coming. Just keep coming. So let's go and have a little look in the green now, see what's going on in here. So there we go, a couple of snowball turnips that I've picked earlier on. There's a cracking size that. I did these in modules just to experiment and put them straight out. There's no dramas with these. I mean, they're all a good size. Nice little bit of lettuce there to go on. Some pak choi. The leeks need to go out, desperately need to go out. My chilies, a failed attempt at some exotic lettuce, which went a bit poon. We've got more Hurst green shaft, tomatoes that have just been left. I should have done something with them, but I've got so many tomato plants, I just didn't know what to do with them. Butternut squash, these are ready to go into the polytunnel. More chilies and peppers. These potatoes that I've kept in here the whole time, I've watered massively to see if we get a better yield or if they just rot out. We'll see. Another little tomato plant. Carrots, and this is the other tomato potato plant. I mean, the other one is what, 3 foot? This one is about 5 foot and massively bushy. Well, that's not side shoot out of there either. I've been side shooting and doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Well, mostly. It's just gone bonkers on me. So, yeah, it's massive. It's all going off. Anyway, guys, that's all we've got to report from the kitchen garden. Please subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see or you'd like me to try, and we'll sort it out. Thanks very much and have a great day.